Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and His son Yahusha HaMashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo, and I'm going to do a trade recap today on my trade on gold. And today is the 16th of March 2023. It's 11:59 a.m. All right, so let's jump into this recap here. Yesterday's Camarilla R3 was at this level here. Camarilla S3 was at this level. Today we have a higher value relationship with Camarilla S3 above prior day's Camarilla R3, and Camarilla R3 is now up at 1945.9. Camarilla S3 is now at 1916.7. And let's get some levels on yesterday's Camarilla S3. Approximately 1905.5, and Camarilla R3 was at approximately 1912, right? So it's a higher value relationship where Camarilla S3 is now above prior day's Camarilla R3. So I was looking for some continuation here to the long side on gold, right? So we had this nice push up, but one thing that's signifying that it might start selling off is that it sold off into the close, right? Yesterday's close. Then when we opened, we rejected again, but we got support at Camarilla S3 and we pushed up, right? Now we didn't get to Camarilla R3 in the ETH, so we have some signs here of some rejection, but with the thesis being kind of bullish, I was looking to get the a retest to go long, right? So let's see here. Let me take a look at something real quick. Right, so this is the money zone as well. The money zone was in a, let's see, it's a overlap, it's an outside value relationship. So that's suggesting kind of like, let me just show here. This was yesterday's value area high. That was yesterday's value area low. Today's value area high is above yesterday's value area high, and today's value area low is lower than yesterday's value area low. So this area here has now, the value area has now become bigger, and that's suggesting like sideways movement, right? So this isn't really a good trading setup for the money zone, because it's two-sided trades. It could just go back and forth, right? So this one isn't suggesting like bullishness like the Camarilla is. So it's something that I take into consideration as well for like the failure here. That's why the Camarilla Camarilla setup didn't really succeed, because the value area setup was kind of suggesting sideways movement. So if you look at the trade, right, how it's been trading, it basically trade kind of sideways, right? It didn't really go anywhere, just came back into value of the value area. See, it broke down from here, and now we're just back into the value area here, right? So let's see here. Don't worry, I'll get into the trade in a second. I just want to break down kind of like how my thought process is on how these trades materialize, right? So let's see here. At 9:45 is when I took my first trade. So let me just, right, so you can see at this area here at 9:45-ish. Yeah, so 9:45 is this candle right here. So you can see where it's retesting. Let's see here, let's pull this out. It's kind of retesting this level right here, right? Let me make that as a little tighter. Let's see, that's 9:45. Right, so around that area right there, right? So it's retesting this area right here where we got this push up from. Wait, what's going on here? Right. So it's retesting where we got this push up from, right? So we're back here. So I'm looking for it to just continue bullish from this level, right? But then it pulled back on me a couple times. So let's jump into the trades here and you can see what I did. All right, so this was the first position right here. Tried to go long at 1931 and it pulled back on me, so I stopped out here, right? Then I tried to go long here again, right, at around 10 o'clock at 1930.9. Entered, added to the position here again at 1930.4, and eventually when we pushed up and we got this rejection here at around 1934.5 and we started to pull back, I was looking at this kind of double top action right here, right? So I started to kind of think of it like, okay, this isn't really going long because we're getting this rejection right here from where we sold off from. So I actually stopped out on my positions here. So this, you can see this actually almost hit break even. So this trade here was a profitable trade because these were my first entries and I got a lower entry here. So I actually stopped out here. This was like a small profit, right? Almost break even, but still profitable, right? So then I entered the short right here, right? So let's see what level that was. So the highest one was 1933.7 and this one was 1932.7, right? So let me just check out TradingView here and see. Right, so there's no levels up here for these. This is just off of the structure, right? There is no pivot levels or no Camarilla levels or anything. I'm just looking at how it's rejecting off of this level right here, right? So this level seemed to be resistance and we were rejecting off of that level again, right? So entered my short there. Let's see here. Right, so entered my short here at 1933.8 and 1932.6, right? So at this point here, that's after this rejection here on the top again, went short, took my well, I actually exited these positions here because it was a nice, I'm kind of looking at my P&L probably a little too much because I could have just let this trade run all the way down. So I actually waited for a retest right here after I covered all, right? I waited for another retest here and entered short again at 1925. Just pulled back a little bit and then I got my take profit here at 1921.8, right? So let me just switch over to Bookmap. So let's see, this was at 11. Actually, I had it on the 15 minute chart. Let me try and hold on 1 second. So I could get some correct times on this. Right, so this was at 10:50 when I went short. Right, let's find this over here. 933.7 was the entry. 950, 933.7. Right, so on the pullback here, you can see that was a nice pullback entry as well. So right, so we got the breakdown from this level up here, 1936.5. Had a little pullback, but I didn't enter short here above this point of control, this purple line right here. That's the session range volume profile point of control, and this kind of gauges where you have the most volume. So when it's above this level here, I'm still wary of it being bullish, right? So waited for it to break down this level, right? Had a small retest of VWAP, that's that white line right there. Let me just pull this out. Right, so this is VWAP. Right, so you can see that's VWAP right there. So retested VWAP a little bit, and I actually entered right here on this this pullback right here. So I was just making sure that we're actually clearing these levels, like the session range volume profile point of control, and we actually cleared VWAP as well. So that was my entry at 933.7, right? So let's see here, and I took this all the way down to, and I stopped out here at 1928.6. So let's see at what time. 10:55. So on this pullback right here, that's where I exited, right? 1929.6. No, actually 1928.7. 1928.7. So let's see here. Right, so at this level right here is where I actually exited the position. So and it was at 10:55. So yeah, it was on this pullback right here, 1928.7. So I was kind of wary of the structure right here, right? So we had this sideways, and then we kind of pushing back up. So I kind of stopped out prematurely, which this was only a retest, right? So that's when I jumped back into the short at around 10:58 at 1924.9. 10:58. Let's see here. Right, so you can see we're pushing down. We got a little support, and $19.25, right? So let's see here. $19.25 at 10:58. Right, so we're getting a little support here. Price is pulling back a little bit, and that's when I started to think, well, yeah, man, this I should not stopped out of this position, right? So because I'm looking at it as it's still weak, right? So at this area right here, I entered short again at 1925, right? But then it actually pulled back on me again. Had to hold through it a little bit. So we came all the way up here till 1928.4. So I had to suffer through this a little bit, right? Until, so you see all this sideways movement right here. We actually, it really tested my patience to, the way it came back and was testing these levels at 1928, right? But there's a bunch of things I was looking at, like the US dollar, the VIX, and also looking at MES in correlation with it. So some of these things are like a divergence with the gold trade. So when the ES is moving up, usually gold is going down. And I think when the dollar is strong, I think this is also going up. Let me just make sure that, let's just show this real quick. right? So that's the ES line right there, right? So you can see the ES moving up and gold is moving down, right? So let me just show that. So this is the ES line right here. That's moving up, and you can see gold is moving down, right? And then also looking at the US dollar, right? So the US dollar is basically like when that's pushing up, the gold is moving down. So while this is pushing up again, gold is moving down, right? I hope you all can see that clearly. That's the red line right there. Anyway, let's get back to the trade. Right, so eventually got started to get this breakdown here at around 1927 at 11:15, and that's when I started to hit my targets. Now, one of my targets was value area high. So let's see here. I was looking at value area high as one of the targets. 1922 is where I took profit, but I was looking at how strong it was pushing down, so I didn't take profit at value area high, and I think that was around my break-even point as well, right? Because I entered here at 1924, so yeah, that was my break-even point. So I was looking to get down to around, let's see, one of my furthest targets was Camarilla S3 at 1916. But I didn't hold on to get that. I just stopped out around, so 1921.9 was my stop out, and that was around 1120, and that was like 1921.9. Let's see here. Right, so around this level right here. Let me just make this a little bigger. Right, so when we started to get these big bubbles right here, that's when I 1921.9. Right, so around this level right here. So we got this breakdown, and when we started to push up around 1120, these big bubbles I was like, man, let me just take this off because I'm already in profit nicely. So I was trying to like get to this pivot level right here, or even like Camarilla S3. Let's see if we actually, yeah, we didn't get down to that level. Right, so you see price consolidated around this pivot level right here. So I could have gotten down to around, let's see, 1919, but it's better to just take profit when you could, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So we broke down here to the pivot level. We actually got the pivot level target, but I just rather just secure the profit, right? Because let's see here. Right, so that's my P&L for today. This is on Apex Trader Funding. This is my evaluation account, and this is the 300k account. So this is I think I gotta get up to like 20,000 on this, so get in there with some of these good trades, man. So that's the P&L for today. It's a green day, and it was a decent trade, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's my trade recap on gold. And if you want to try Apex Trader Funding and get funded as well, you could get up to like 300k. I think there's more as well. No, that might be the biggest one, but you could check it out. Just hit the link in my description and you'll get 50% off of that. So you'll check it out, man. It's good stuff. I already have like I have two accounts, a 150k and a 300k, and I'm probably like 3,100 away from getting funded on the 150,000 account. So once you discipline and you make good trades, you could hit those targets, you know what I'm saying? I think the target on the 150k account is 9,000. So if you're a good trader and you want to get funded, get some more buying power, I suggest that you check it out. All right, y'all. So it's Malak Shalomo, and y'all trade safe and stay blessed.